What? Pow! Ka-chow! Bam!
Eat that, Snow!
My name is Jeff Costa. I own Sonoma County Street Rodz here in Petaluma, California. Had the business for about 15 years now and done just about everything, gasoline powered. Met Eddie about a year ago and at Revolt. Just loved where they were going with the product, what was happening with this whole electronic, EV, motor swaps and everything else. Really got us excited. Bunch of great guys down there. We're going to be sending this 66 Nova that's owned by a local gentleman here down to Revolt to pretty much kind of wrap up the project. Then we'll obviously send it off to paint and interior glass, and the car should be kind of wrapped up. Motor's sitting up there. Everything's been mounted in it, and motor mounts are done. So as soon as I get it down there, obviously I'll put the motor back in it, load up the batteries, and get on the road. Have a couple other ones in the work for some other clients. Again, just super excited to work with Revolt in the near future.
So that was Jeff. I just got back from Sonoma County myself. I went up there to go actually talk to Jeff, take a look at the 66 Nova, and do something really cool with something in my pocket. So I was able to scan his vehicle and import all those images into my CAD software. So I could do basically out of batteries, try to figure out where those things go. The hardest part about any one of these EV builds is trying to stuff these batteries into these older cars. These cars were not designed for these batteries. Batteries were not designed for the cars. So what we have to do is get really super creative on where to put them. For instance, in this car, they're spread all over the place. The Nova, the same thing, we're trying to fit things in. I got this really cool little app, it's called PolyCam. And I'll open it up. And what it lets us do is basically go around the vehicle and scan the vehicle itself. So as you can see all the little triangles showing up, it is using its LiDAR to actually go through and pick up all the physical points on the vehicle. So as I walk around, it is mapping out the car in 3D. So I could go down to the frame rails. I could go over to the other frame rail. I get the Welshman's face too. Yeah, see, look at that. I'm gonna digitize you, buddy. Ooh.
I'm being uploaded to the mainframe.
You're part of the cloud now. You're part of the matrix.
Isn't that his worst nightmare? Isn't that why he doesn't have an iPhone?
Exactly. He doesn't do any kind of technology for the same reason.
Yes, I love technology, but not as much as you see. But I still love technology, always and forever.
But what that helps us do is, now the car is up in Sonoma County, which is, 10 hours of a drive for me. What I did is I imported this into my computer. I'll show you guys that in a second. And then now I could place all the batteries in it. I could send parts up to Jeff. Jeff could make all the substructures and racks. And we're, 400 or 500 miles away from each other. And we could be both working on the same car because of this type of technology. It's really cool. So let's check out the computer and what we got on it. So we're back in the office right now. Kind of going over what we did with the scans of the car for Sonoma County and Jeff. What I did is, while I was up there looking at the 66 Nova, I jumped inside the Nova and scanned the interior of the vehicle. What this does is give me kind of a layout of where things are, the B pillars, C pillars, tubs, the back seat, the floor pans. And what I do with this is I pull it into our CAD software. So this is what it looks like on my phone. And here we are in Fusion 360. And I have basically a mesh diagram of the vehicle. As you can see, this is the back seat of the car, which we're planting some batteries. And if I rotate it to the back, you can see the trunk. This is not the most beautiful scan, but what it does is it gives me an idea of where the actual body panels land. Now at this point, I can start importing batteries and see where things land. So what I did is we have these Tesla modules that I put together. Let me make this transparent so we can see it. And I started stacking them up, going, okay, where are we gonna put it? One of the biggest things of these vehicles is balance them out. So the rear wheel is sitting right about here. That's our center point. I wanted to keep the weight as far forward as possible, so it's not too far back in the trunk, which makes the car handle terribly. We were able to put 10 modules in the trunk. We got 9 stacked on top, 1 underneath, and then 2 under the back seats of the car. And then we're gonna put some in the front and in the engine bay as well. This is probably the trickiest part of this build, is to figure out where to put these actual batteries. This helps us so much because as we're finishing up the Vicky right now for Tim Allen, which will probably be gone here next couple weeks, we're already started planning and getting the Nova together before it shows up. So I'm able to work with Jeff. We're 500 miles away from each other, but we're both working on the same exact project because we have these kind of cool technologies. Bonneville got canceled because of rain. Don't worry, we're going back at the very beginning of October to go back up that record again, see what we could do. Hopefully it doesn't rain again and this all works out for us. Check us out, subscribe to our channel, like us, leave a comment down below. Any questions? We got tons of new projects coming in. This is going to be awesome. We got the 66 Nova that we're going to be working on with Jeff. Can't wait to do this. We have another surprise for you guys. We got a build behind this one too. It is going to be a 1934 Cord. Probably don't know what that is. Look it up. That's going to be done with Simple Green. Really cool car. But this kind of technology now, everything else helps us kind of move this stuff forward, advance it, and work on projects that aren't even at our shop yet. See you guys later.